Okay, so it is Saturday, the 23rd of April. We'll do a little market overview real quick. Let me take off the indicators because I've updated all my charts. Dollar index right now looks like dollar index is bouncing off of a trend line here. Should give dollar weakness and a reversal with dollar strength coming back up and possibly breaking this trend line. So we'll have to take a look at it when it gets here. Along with the same lines, all of the US dollar pairs should show the same thing. Dollar weakness first, then dollar strength coming back down. Same thing here on the euro dollar. Nice flag pattern. It's not going to get all the way up here. So it's just going to be a, would you say, a truncation. So that D and then the fall. That's also one of the patterns in the classic patterns. GBP USD, we got kind of a couple of options. And like I said, every pair is individual but still works with the overall whole of the dollar. So overall, if we get dollar weakness, we should see a move up. And then the strength of the dollar would bring it back down towards this way. So what we'll be looking for is a break of this pattern and a bounce on the top. But if it gives another leg down, you're still looking for a bounce here and another, the same thing happening up here again. USD CAD. For US dollar weakness, CAD will move down. It should form some type of pattern. Right now, it's not really in a pattern. It's kind of a little flag, but not necessarily. But I'm still looking for CAD, USD CAD to move down more, then to push out of this pattern, to push out of this pattern, to push out of here, which will give the dollar strength. US dollar yen, most of the yen pairs have the same type of look. You got a flag set up, you had a bounce here, came, gave a flag, then we have another flag completing here. So it could go down a little bit more, but eventually it's going to push out, and we'll see how far it goes. So look for the bounce or the break. US dollar chief, same thing. US dollar chief and dollar index usually mirror each other, as you can see. So we're still looking for chief to push down more, then make a bounce and break this pattern, and then we'll see what it does when it gets up into this area. New Zealand dollar, same thing. We're looking for dollar weakness and to push it up, and then a bounce in this area somewhere. It's not really a clear pattern yet, so we'll just look in this area for the bounce. When it starts giving signals, we'll look at that point. It might actually be bouncing right now because it could be something like this. So we'll just have to look at it once market opens and Monday gets farther along. But no matter what, we're still looking for the down move here.
What do the indicators say?
I'm not looking at indicators right now. So AUD USD, same look. We have the US dollar weakness pushing it up to the top of this flag and looking for dollar strength to break the pattern and come down at least to this low, maybe somewhere below it. Euro GBP. Okay, so most of the euro pairs are forming flags for a continuation up. Once again, we don't know how far it's going to go up, but you can look at the previous lows or the previous highs for possibilities. You can use your fibs and check, also see possibilities. But here's a nice flag forming now, and we got a B, and a C. So maybe it'll break out on this leg here, or it might come down one more. But anyway, however it works out, we're looking for the breakout of this pattern. Bounce or break. Buy the bounce or the break. Euro GBP, same thing. Nice bounce out here that we got last week. That called trade from last week. So we were looking for the break of the pattern. I said buy the bounce of the break, and it did it. It bounced there and gave a nice move up. So hopefully people made some money, but we're looking for another move up here. So same thing again. We're looking for a bounce or a break of the pattern to enter the trade, and target your previous highs to see where it'll start reversing, or use your fibs to see where it possibly can reverse. Same thing with Euro CAD. It hasn't gave a clear pattern yet, but I'm expecting it to move down a little bit more before making a move up. Once the pattern identifies itself, we'll move from there. Euro AUD, same thing. We got a nice flag after this bullish move, so strength is really pushing up, so we're going to expect that to continue. Look for a break or a bounce of this flag pattern. Euro NZD, same thing. Nice move from the bottom. We caught a little of this, and now it's giving us a nice flag pattern, and we're looking to buy the bounces or the breaks. So it's probably in a bounce area right here now, but we'll see how it goes. Euro Chief, that was a good move for us last week in the live room. Me and Jay was talking about it. I took it from somewhere up here and wrote it down, and now it's reversing. I think, am I still in that trade? Euro Chief, or USD Chief. Yep, I'm still in that trade. So probably once the market opens, see where it is, and maybe close it then, because we're still looking for all the euro pairs to make a move up, make a push up. So look for the bounce or the break. GBPJPY, same thing with our yen pairs. We're looking for them to make a move up, and then check the trend line for reversals. But right now it's starting to form a flag. It hasn't really given anything clear yet, but it's not as pretty as some of the other ones. So we'll see how it goes once the market opens. GBPCAD, kind of in the same predicament. It's given a head and shoulders here, but I'm still expecting it to move back bullish. So I just drew this trend line here because we do have, it gave somewhat of a bottom, but I don't think that's going to be the bottom. I think it's going to push down a little bit more, form a nice maybe flag, and then move up. GBP AUD has given us a nice pattern to look at. So we have a nice flag right now, and we're just waiting for it to give us the indication that it is done moving down, and we'll look for the bounce or the break. GBP NZD, a little cleaner pattern here. We have a nice flat flag, so looking for it to come down into this trend line area, make a bounce, and this will be our hit zone reversal area. We got a lot of confluence here, a lot of lines crossing, so this is the area we're looking for the sell, because on the longer term this pattern is a pattern that's going to break down, so we're looking for to take that move down after the push up. AUD JPY, just like the other yen pairs, it's set up a nice little flag down here, and looking for it to maybe bounce maybe once or twice in the pattern here, but we're still looking for the long trade of this one, and the break and the continuation, because that is the ride all the way back up that we're waiting on. So AUD CAD is once again just like the other CADs. We look at USD CAD. We're looking for move down, then a move up. Euro CAD, move down, move up. GBP CAD, move down, then move up. AUD CAD, move down, and probably will come to somewhere around this area and form another pattern. But I'm still expecting it to move down and then make a move back up to continue the move going from the bottom here. So remember, anytime you get a bottom, price should continue to move it, make its way up to the top. So trust the pattern, trust that it did give you a complete bottom, and that it should continue its way up. So even though it's giving us a reversal pattern here, we're expecting it to form a new pattern and give us something like this, another flat flag pattern. But this is still a good possibility for this week to move down out of this and break this trend line and come down into this area. So that still is a trade of about almost 100 pips or so. So it's still worth looking at. AUD NZD, You got kind of the same thing. It looks like it is given a top, but it's not really a clear pattern. So if that is a top, then we'll be looking for it to make another move down into this area, possibly into the money area, somewhere around here. So we'll have to let this pattern form a little bit more. It's just not clean as we would like to see it. New Zealand yen. Okay, so New Zealand yen, we got a couple of options here. Based off of our indicators, this is a pattern that's going to be an A, B, C, D. So this is A, B, C, D, a continuation and complete clone of what is going on now. And that will put us down on this monthly trend line. But if you look at the other yen pairs, we're looking for them to move up. And this is why you do all of your charts. If all of your yen pairs are pointing up and you have New Zealand looks like it's pointing down, that's where your analysis come in. So something could go on with gold that will cause New Zealand to lose strength. If that is the case, then the New Zealand yen pair would fall with the New Zealand weakness. It still has room here to the bottom. The only other options you could have is that this would be a bottom. This is almost being a correction, and it's gonna continue go up. But because of how our indicators are showing, it's not looking that way. So we'll have to really watch this pair to see what happens. Right now, I'm thinking it's gonna make this move down. If it breaks out of here and gives another continuation pattern, then we'll have to see if that is actually the direction it wants to go. Because here, if you look at it a little closer, this could be a pattern that could break out. It could. So for us right now, New Zealand yen is our tricky pair right now. So we have to actually see what it is going to give us once the market opens and once Monday starts getting into the groove. New Zealand CAD, very simple here. CAD's on everybody else is moving down, but once again, New Zealand CAD is at a top. It's at a double top. And with it being the only CAD pair that's showing a downward movement, that would lead me to believe that the market makers are going to do something to New Zealand yen, the New Zealand dollar, that's going to make this move happen. The only other possibility is that something like this forms. If this forms, if it comes here and reverses, now we have a flag. But if all the indicators right now for New Zealand are showing that New Zealand is going to lose strength, because even here, this pair should break up. So that will mean New Zealand's weakness. GBP, NZD. New Zealand weakness for a while right here. Coming up here, New Zealand weakness. So all these analysis lead me to believe that something's going to happen with New Zealand dollar that will cause it to lose strength. If we look at oil now, oil looks like it's coming to a bottom on our indicators. So this descending channel should break up. Just looking for a bounce. If this is the bounce, then wait and see if you get something else later. If you trade oil, I don't trade oil. But when oil goes up, what else goes up? What else strengthens? CAD strengthens. So if oil goes up, CAD would strengthen. So if that is the case, once again, you have to look at the related pairs. If CAD goes up, then that means this would happen. This would go maybe down a little bit, or it would push up immediately from here and bounce and go down. So that's the reason why you do all of your charts, because if this trend line would hold, then it would come to that trend line, bounce, and turn around if CAD strengthens. EURUSD. Same thing. CAD would push up to this line, bounce, and come back down if CAD strengthens. GBPCAD, same thing. It will push up, then drop. That head and shoulders would fulfill itself. EURUSD, that means this would be a complete drop instead of a drop for this much space. So that is the reason why, once again, we get all of these analysis done so we can tell what the market is going to do for us and we don't be surprised. Gold has given us a flag, and it should come into this area here where we have our monthly trend line, and that should be the place where it takes its tumble and fulfills this weekly pattern ascending channel break. And that's where we're looking for gold to make its final stand here before the fall. So this is the hit zone here for gold. So that is our overview for right now. I'm going to stop the recording and then we can go and look at some trades and talk about some other things that we have questions on that are not readily available in our folders.